to Home, a unique, really well done the PlayStation's little Halloween sale or whatever. So I picked it up at like almost our game. So we'll see how it goes. You may save automatically at certain points. However, I recommend that you put aside an hour and a half and complete. So I guess we start right away. This is why I didn't press the X button, because I didn't think there was going to be any settings or anything like that. Alright, so let's read. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. So dark. Alright, now the game is meant to look like an old game. So, you know, it's not the graphics or anything like that. Well, I mean, it is the graphics. It's designed to look like this. Alright, so he's got a flashlight. Alright, so this is what it looks like. I just thought this would be cool to play. It's very unique. That house, where was I? I'm assuming everything is just walk around and press X. There's a body on the floor, lying on the floor. Who was it? I didn't recognize his face. He was still kind of warm. See, I know from playing Final Fantasy games, you always look at something twice. Or talk to people twice. Alright, it doesn't seem like any other button. There was... Whoa, okay, that was loud. Didn't seem like there was any other buttons involved. Just X. I tried every other button. There was no instructions or anything, so... I mean, you guys literally saw as soon as I turned it on, that's what I saw. The desk had a computer and some papers on it. A single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? So, is this like a flashback and I'm trying to remember? So yeah, I opened the drawer, I guess. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? I really shouldn't have been going through this stuff, getting my fingerprints everywhere. Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Alright, so I guess 2 times is enough, so I'll just read things 2 times. What the hell is that? Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man, I had to get out of there. If that man died in the hallway, what was the blood doing there? Alright, so only other way to go is downstairs or upstairs, whatever that was. What was that? Can I look at the dripping? No. Can I look at the plants? No. Okay, I guess the only things that are highlighted. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Wait, what? So he came home and found Rachel, but is this his home, or... What? I'm a little confused. What is that? A thin gray mouse that was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Yes, we freed the mouse. So there goes the mouse. Books. What's this? A collection of rusty tools. These look like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? Yeah, why would you keep those indoors? Okay. This was an odd place to keep yard tools. Why would they have been used? What would they have been used for in here? Well, that looks like me. Alright, let me stand next to the lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Of course you did. It's pressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Alright. Something must have opened somewhere. So it seems like everything is look at it twice, or you can't look at it anymore. This is cool, man. Nice and relaxing horror game. Alright, that's where I came from. The shelf was full of books on the local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. There were scribbles of all kinds of random scraps on paper and notes about some kind of water tower. Did you mean the one by the old train yard? Alright, it's obviously, I'm local. What the... What was that noise? An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. How long had this been here rotting? The man upstairs didn't look like he'd been dead a long time. What was that noise, though? A black and white photo looked like the man upstairs and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? No, if there's no reason. I figured this was no help to me, so I left it behind. Alright, it's just gonna say the same stuff again. Alright, so that's all that's in here. But what was that noise, though? Oh, I can do that. What does that do? I thought I could maybe look out the window, but I guess not. Alright. Something's gonna friggin' jump me bad, because this game is really quiet. Alright, so... What does that do? Like, is it, if there's like 2 things, I can look at the above thing and then the regular thing, I guess? So downstairs, I guess the only way we didn't go? I'm always gonna go left first. I just feel like that's better. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. Had I been sleepwalking again? Oh, here we go. So he sleepwalks. That's great. And there's a dead body upstairs. Let's put 2 and 2 together here. Alright, so door here. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I didn't even like looking at anything. It just did that by itself. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. So that's the front door. Okay. What else did we see? Nothing yet, because I didn't go this way. Whoa! That was loud. What's up with this? The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guess it led to the kitchen. I gave the door a hard shove, and to my surprise, it cracked open. Oh, shit. Hang on. hang on. I want to go this way first. The switch in the wall appeared to unlock this door. Okay. It's so quiet when something happens. It's like super loud. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It obviously had been moved before. Maybe I've found a way out. I must have moved it, right? I guess so. I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. Man, there's so many ways to go. Let me not go that way yet. Let me not go in the kitchen yet either. I'm gonna go in this door first. The bathroom was incredibly clean. Every surface had been thoroughly wiped and nothing seemed out of place. Except for the dead body in the tub. No, I'm just kidding. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out. They were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. It seemed odd that the tray had been left there, considering how clean the rest of the bathroom was. What is this madness? This is weird. It's a good story so far. There were sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a series of names were written down, but they were too smudged to read. I can only make out a few of the notes. Key card, I'm assuming the second one's locker. Last one, I promise. It didn't make much sense at the time. Key card, Ocker, last one, I promise. The smell of old dishes and moldy food was dizzying. That's gross. Hey, it's the mouse. Hello, Mr. Mouse. I freed the mouse, remember? Alright, key card, locker. What did you say? Last one this time? No, doesn't let me go back. Alright, well anyway, now there's only one way to go. Nothing over here, right? Okay. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank a dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Yes, I did. My leg hurt like hell as I climbed down that ladder. The tunnel below was even darker, and the smell wasn't getting any better. But I had to get out of there and find my way home. Name of the game. Left is nothing. What is this? Footprints in the dirt. Look like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Whatever this place was, it was obviously used a lot. Places all over were marked on the old map of town, the industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station, which is what he mentioned. The guy upstairs must have done this, but what was his interest in the water tower? Some of the markings matched the scribbles I saw on the bookshelf upstairs. Okay. Alright, so it's never 3 times, it's only 2. But I have to do 2 because he says different stuff. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They're all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. Oh, Rachel, please be okay. I want to rush home, but I had to find a way out first, and I needed to see what else was down there. A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Of course you did. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. I thought you hated guns. Why did I take the gun? To defend yourself, because obviously this is a horror game and things are going to happen. There's a dead man upstairs. Take the gun. It was so dark down there and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? Alright, left first again. The desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded paper covered with what looked like names. There were scratched out and illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I can only make out a few letters. Okay, so that's people's names, I guess? None of it made any sense to me. Nothing about Rachel or me was written there. Maybe I need to keep looking. Okay. Oh, not keep looking here. Alright, what is this now? Is this going downstairs, or is that broken, or some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wood and rope? It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? The smell in that room was like old grease and rot. I wasn't getting any closer to finding anything useful. Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still read the warnings. Okay, so whoever this was like murdering people and then putting them in some sort of corrosive acid and melting them or something, and that's what the garbage bags were upstairs, maybe? The slight fumes that still emanated from the cans made me dizzy. I'll bet. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom, something wet. Lovely. That place was getting worse all the time. I knew I had to keep moving. Alright, so there's a way down here, but we're not going to go that way yet. So I don't want to move floors until we did everything right to left. So, let's go left through this door. Shackles and stuff in here. There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. Who put them here? How could they be half dug into the ground if I could still go lower? It seems like I'm in like a sewer, though. I wondered what would I have found if I dug deeper. So do we want to go get the shovel then? Let's see if we can do that real quick. I'm just curious. Those boxes would have allowed me to climb up the ladder again, but I didn't want to go back up there, not with that body, all that blood. I knew I needed to take a look around. Okay, so I can't go back up there yet, but that's what this is for. So I can, like, go up to climb up things. Alright, so, where was it? No, it was this way. So, I'm just very curious if I go get that shovel, if I can I dig that body up or whatever? Some kind of old boxes. Look like they were years old. Wait a minute, these boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? If I was scared before, I was terrified now. Why were there photos of our house there and these clothes? Was that why I was there? I checked my back pocket and realized my wallet was missing. Did I come to that house or did someone bring me? There wasn't anyone there. Was I hearing things? What? Better not be anybody here. I got a gun. Alright, I hear birds. Does that mean I'm outside or... Oh, that was cool. I moved the bats by putting my light up. That sound like birds, not bats. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. I don't remember if I jumped down there or found another way. It looked to be a long way. Did I jump down? Ugh. Sure. I have no other way to go, so... Oh man, my leg hurt. I was limping even worse than before. I can hear some sort of faint humming noise up ahead. Yeah, see, this is how you get back up, like that. But the ladder's all screwed. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out, danger due to cave-in. That's great. I wanted nothing more than to get out of there. But why are there doors down here? Okay, what's that noise? The gun was heavy and uncomfortable in my pocket and didn't help ease the constant dull ache in my leg. I opened the metal door and was glad to have the slick, wet walls of those tunnels behind me. What was the man upstairs up to? What was he doing there? As the musty scent of those rock walls was replaced with an altogether different smell, I braced myself. Uh-oh. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe somebody crawled through there? But it was so high up that must have been a sore landing. Maybe why your leg hurts? Because I'm assuming this is like what happened, like he's remembering what's happening to him. I don't know, this is a weird game. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Ah, there was a similar dirt on my own shoes. Right, so, okay, I'm assuming, I mean, we'll find out, but I'm assuming he kicked through this grate and jumped down, and that's why his footprints are there in that dirt. I want to go right before I go up, but the arrow says go right. Okay, good. That was a good decision. Okay. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes, absolutely, I took the tape. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. I did not want to keep digging through this mess. I don't want to either, son. This is neat, though. I like this. It's very spooky and very relaxing at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense, but... I hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? Alright, still with the arrow on the wall, so if that's like way to go, then I want to go every other way before I follow the arrow. Which obviously is that exit right there. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Let's not. I don't know. No, I'm not taking the knife. I still had the old handgun. I wasn't sure what good a knife would have been. Right. Let's go here first, then we'll go through the exit. Whoa, that was loud. Alright, how many doors we got here? 2 doors? 3 doors? Jeez. Alright, door was locked. Okay, it was a musty smell from inside. Is there anything else? No. Okay. This one's not. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Through the dust, I could see handprints from previous use, probably from whoever worked in those sewers. Why is this underneath that guy's house? I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn anyway? Yeah. It's obviously for something. Okay, so if you see, it says 1, and then the valve with what looks like to be where the yellow thing is now. You see that little dot to the right of it? You know, like 3 o'clock. So I'm assuming that's like a little hint to, if you turn the valve, it has to be to that spot. So that's cool. I pick up on a lot of these things, guys. Yeah, see this one now? See, I have to do this one probably 2 times to get it down. I played a lot of Resident Evil, so I'm not really surprised. Yes. Alright, now I gotta turn it again. See, now it made that noise. It made a different noise. Alright. Now this one is 9 o'clock, right? Yes. 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 And then it goes clank. Alright, this is 1 time for this one. Clank. Alright, cool. Okay, dead end. Thank God. Too many ways to go. Sometimes there's not any other way to go, and sometimes there's a lot of ways to go. Alright, so I did all that stuff. The one door was locked, and then there's only the exit, right? And that was, this was what? This was just the garbage bags or whatever? Or this was this thing? Just want to see if those cranks had anything to do with that. Alright, cool. So how many was there? 4 altogether, I think? Alright, so let's go through the exit now. I'm sure that like had something to do with regulating some sort of water pressure or something, because there's all these pipes and stuff. Alright. Turning those valves must have drained the water that was in this room. There was a ladder I could reach. Ha! Funny. So had I tried to open this door before, would I have gotten like flooded? I don't know if I could die or what. I have no idea. The water drained out of that grate into the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Right. So I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd shaped, I had no idea what it might open. So not thinking it's for that door upstairs, or I don't know. Let's go try it. Out this door. And then it was the first one on the right when I go through here, right? Door was locked, there was a musty smell from inside, so it's not that. Alright, so there's one locked door that I have to find out how to open. I have a key for something weird, because it's oddly shaped. What's this? Door is locked, I can see a faint light within. Okay, so that's 2 locked doors now. That's the way to go. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe this VHS tape I found could be useful. I couldn't help but wonder if someone was watching me from the other side. Yeah. Is that another person? Oh, man. Found another dead body, a sewer worker. He was a mess, but he looked like He'd been stabbed. Okay, so good thing I didn't touch the knife and get my fingerprints on it and all that. I could see a key ring that had fallen out of his pocket. Did I take it? Absolutely, because that's for the other two doors, probably. I worked up the nerve to snatch the key ring anyway and put it in my own pocket. Good. Alright, so that's that, right? Okay. Now, was it this way? There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit, but I wondered what did that key I found on the sewer worker do and what was on the videotape I found. Right, so yeah, I want to go back. Alright, so that was the second locked door, and let's get back to the first one. And that's the second one right there, actually. Nice. There was a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wonder what was on the VHS tape I found. Did I play the tape? Yes. Okay. Oh no, the video showed a man right there in the sewers being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched, but somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been two men. I couldn't stand to watch that video again. Alright, I need to get back to that other locked room, though. How do I get back there? This way? And then up, I think. It's not too bad with the navigation and all that. I tried a bunch of the keys on the key ring I had found on that sewer worker, and one of them seemed to fit. Nice. Alright, so in the room now, so that's it for locked rooms, because I got the key ring. A collection of stale liquor bottles covered the floor. That room didn't seem like much of a place for drinking. What was the point? The wall was littered with dozens of old faded papers. Whoever did this was obsessed with some local murders. According to some of the clippings, bodies had been found in ravines in the forest, and in one case dumped in the back of an abandoned truck. I couldn't be sure, but I thought some of these same articles had been pasted back up in those tunnels. A faded receipt was half trampled on the floor. It was from the local train station. It was for two tickets. I didn't know what use... Yeah, I want to keep that. I neatly folded the soiled receipt and slipped it in my pocket. The entire room was a mess. So I could just press X anywhere and it just tells me about the room in general, so that's cool. Alright, so that's that, I guess. So now down to that spot where we smelled air. That's always... Whoa, okay. Thanks. Scared the crap out of me. It's so quiet, so everything that happens is like super loud. Alright, we went in here already, right? Yeah. Alright, so moving on up, moving on up. Alright, we went in here, yes. This was where the dead body was, yeah. Alright, so that's it as far as the locked doors and all that. Another spot. This must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. Oh, I see. Without turning the valves and all that. Interesting. I cursed the weight of the gun as I hobbled up the ladder. Would I really need it? Or was there some other reason for wanting to carry it around? The thought of that videotape still haunted me. Who was it that didn't want to be seen? Was it the same person that hid all those newspaper clippings away in that locked room? I could go no further up on the ladder, and thumbing the latch above me finally found my escape. The stench of that sewer finally abated, and I could smell old damp pine trees. Oh, I'm outside. Alright, where is this? Is this where I came from? I was relieved to be above ground again. I figured I should keep moving. Okay, so this is where I came from. So we're going left. Alright, cool. It's really obnoxious door opening sound. Obviously I can't get up there, can I? An old ladder leading up to the ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yes. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Cool. Alright, what's over here then? The name of this game is called Home. It's a like an indie horror game. It's weird. I just downloaded it today. Alright, I want to go up in the tower first, because I feel like that's a dead end, so let's do that first. Get out of here, bats. I played Batman last night. Alright, so all the way up we go. And what do we find at the top? Scratches? What's this? In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Oh, no kidding. Because remember, he was missing his wallet. The wallet was missing its contents, including any cards or ID. It was worn but light. It made carrying the gun around seem more awkward. Where were my driver's license and credit card? So it is his wallet. Okay. From the railing I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through here before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. It was getting cool up there and I shivered with an uneasy sense of what was to come. How did I get home from here? Did I put this up here? Or was someone else carrying it? What? This is weird. Alright, so that's it for the water tower. Now if we continue left, we got this door over here. What does this say? I want to know what that says, and it won't let me... And you can't just click X on some spots. I'm clicking it now, and it doesn't tell me anything about this area. That looks like it's chained up. And that looks like it's going to open right away. And that looked like eyes right there. Did you see that, guys? Look. See right behind me? Look right behind me. Doesn't that look like eyes or something? Boo. Out of the murky puddle in the sewers. Oh, it fit. And I heaved it, opened the rusty door. Cool. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. What was that? Alright, so no way to go this way. This is what, back in the house? Alright, well hang on, let me go to the other way first then. So I feel like that's the way to go. These doors are obnoxiously loud. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I have seen. Whoever was poking around in these tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to clearly see. And again, we're always clicking on everything twice because he says something different the second time. I almost wish I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering that dark forest. Alright, so we're going back then, because obviously that's the way to go, obviously. Not really sure why I want to go back in this house, though? Or is this even the house at this point? The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound that was increasing the wind buffering the decrepit structure. Alright, so this is a train station, so it's okay to go in here, because this is probably going to be just finding a few things and moving on. I'm sure it's probably only one floor, too. An old ticket booth that looked fairly ruined. Inside the ticket window were sheets of paper and... wait, what were these? Train receipts? I thought the receipt I had picked up might match these, but of course not. This station's been closed for years. The ticket must have been for the newer station that opened up on the other side of town, after this one was abandoned. However, I noticed a series of fresher-looking paper covered in tiny notes, scribbles, and diagrams again. What's with all this scribble? Does a child live here? It looked like someone had been leafing through old ledgers looking for something, a name perhaps. Alright, so I did all that. I guess that's all that was in here. I keep remembering to do this in case things high up need to be inspected or whatever. Alright, so now we go to the right. There can't be much in this place if it's just a train station. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? The sorry condition of that place seemed sad somehow, but also ominous. Alright, only other way to go. And this is back outside? That's weird. What is this, a broken down train? The old train was ripped open and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence was a dark stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train shell I could see a few faint impacts like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I had found as a thought. Huh. I was getting colder out there and I had to keep moving. Alright, that's weird. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have grabbed the gun either. Obviously the knife was a bad choice because that had like blood all over it and everything. That's total evidence right there. I don't know, I'm kind of getting the feeling like I did all this and I'm just like trying to get my memory back or something. Where was I going? This way into the forest, right? Yeah. Was it out here? No, it was this way, right? No, it was out here. And then to the left, right. Sorry, just trying to remember. A lot of ways to go. Alright, so out into the forest we go. I almost wish I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering the dark forest. I said that already. What does that do? I'm in the same place. That's weird. Am I just like looking at the bush? Still in the same place, okay. Thought that maybe that was like making me go right or something. Alright, so this is a dead end. What? Oh wow, look at that. I pressed up when I did it. Alright, so hang on then. Hang on. Alright, so press up and then do that. And now there's dirt pile. What is this now? Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take my credit card back? Yes, I did. Pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Okay, cool. There's another way to go there. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Alright, where did that bring me? I pressed down that time. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Was someone else out in these woods? Why would they abandon their campsite? 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Why would you spill beer? What's the matter with you? Alcohol abuse. Whoever was left was here left this place in a hurry, but why? The cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. Felt like I kept rooting through the campsite, someone would walk up on me. Alright, there's no other way to go. Alright, I'm gonna get lost with all these, like, quick travel bush things. Alright, so where is this now? What the hell is that? No, 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 no. Don't look? What? Don't look in here? No, no, no. Well, I'm looking. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. There wasn't much in the way of clean water there, but the sink did still work. Something's gonna jump scare me right here, I know there is. Because everybody was like, no, 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 with the graffiti on the wall. There was a damp smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Did I take it? Yeah, nice. I managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in my way. Okay, cool. Well, that was useful. Alright, so it's all no, 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 don't go in here, but obviously going in there was good. So it's some sort of bug light or something. Alright, there's 2 of these things here. I'm getting so confused with all the ways to go through the bushes, though. What is this? The sign was the same as the first one I seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Oh, cool. I made it. Or not. Okay. Yeah, I made it. There we go. I finally found the exit. Yes! Once I left, I knew I'd never wanted to return there. Alright, but I need to find my license, no? God knows if I'll ever remember the way back to this. That's the other side of where I just was. That's that. And do I need to press up or down, or do I just... Well, yeah, I guess I do. Alright, this is the beginning part. Okay. So up from the beginning part brings me here. And that's that. Okay. And then up again brings me where? Back to the beginning again. Okay. So where's down bring me? Same place. So that was the campsite and all that. Blah, blah, blah. So I want to go this one then. Whoa, why is my controller shaking? There were some personal effects shoved back into a rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Yes. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was a page worn after page. Names a list. None of it made much sense. The newest page contains several names. Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Were those the names that I read before on that thing that were kind of scratched out? We'll find out. Rachel, her name was last on the list, and I had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and faded. Somebody's a serial killer. Alright, is that it? That's, yeah, I can only go this way. Okay. Alright, so that was that, and then there was only this one, right? Or there's 2. God damn it. This goes back to the beginning though, I thought, right? Oh my god, I'm so confused. Alright, this is the beginning. Then we go through there. Then we go through that one. Then we go this one. And then we go this one. And we're out, right? Yeah, nice. Okay. That's kind of difficult to navigate. Alright, so I made it out, but I didn't find my license yet, and he's looking for his license. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I can almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean, and where were the campers who had abandoned their site. Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was still less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Who knows? What's that noise? Is that my shoes? Those sound funny. Alright, this is a long one. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago. Now, times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Uh-oh. Well, somebody's got to come out of somewhere soon. Alright, so we can go through there, we can go through the door. Let's go through the door first. Okay, that didn't just lock, did it? Okay. Alright, let me go this way first, because that seems like a lot of stuff in there. Oh no, another one? I found the body of a security guard just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wonder, was this flashlight his? That's great. Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Of course you did, if it's yours. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. Alright, so there we go. We're like back out into the city. You see the buildings there. This game is cool, man. I'm enjoying this. Hope you guys are too. It's going to be over soon, actually, already. Then I'll move on to something else. Alright, so we can go upstairs. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Old work clothes have been picked through, and a few photos and notes have been ripped off the door and spread around. Another door. What's this? Large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to the other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. Okay. The door is locked tight, seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. Of course it is. So I'll go in here for... Okay, never mind. Closed for repairs. Okay. Was that a second locker? Or no? Okay. Alright, guess we're going upstairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Alright, left first. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspapers, cartoons, and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Alright, here's one of the power things. Yes. Alright, so I think they said there was 5 of those. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. That woman's photo. I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. There's another power thing. You push the switch? Yes, you did. Oh, wait a minute. The other one didn't make that noise. Now it is. This one doesn't show you where you're supposed to click it, but whatever, it's fine. As long as it turns green, that's all I care about. Shut tight. There's a rusty looking card slot on the side. Well, I'm not sure that I can find anything that would work for that if it's rusty looking. Alright, cool. So we came up this way, and there's another way up. What's this? Old break table. The old layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Looks like some beer bottles have been used on the table recently. I wondered what that guard was using as break table of his own. Maybe. Sorry if I'm like missing words when I'm reading. I'm just like kind of sick of reading at this point. I'm reading out loud for you guys. Alright, another locker. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Alright, another panel. This is 3 now. That was a good spot. Okay, good. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the claw hammer? I don't know. Am I gonna have to drop the gun? Okay. That's probably what killed the security guard, though. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Nice. Slipped the key card in my pocket. I probably should have taken the knife anyway. I don't know. I probably should have taken everything, to be honest. We'll see. Alright, one more time for that one. Say what? Oh, wow, that was weird. Alright, this is the last one for the power. And then... Nice. Alright, so now I can go back downstairs. I got the power on, and I got that thing for the key card thing. Moving along. So according to them, this game is only like an hour and a half. So I must be nearing completion already. I don't know what that noise is. Alright. This is the one with the key card. Yes. Turn the handle. Alright, cool. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. I really don't want to damage my leg anymore. Right, so I found a way with the power, so why would I jump through that when I don't have to? That's weird. Oh no. Ugh, so that's like a bad way to go. That sucks. So I turned the power on and all that, and I could have just went downstairs, and instead I tried to look here first. Oh well. Man, that sucks. I'm gonna hurt my leg even more. Oh, god dang. Now I can't move fast. Oh, that sucks. When it scratched out heavily, it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was need to, just don't, drinking, need, Norman. Who was Norman writing to? I hope I don't have to like run from something because I just screwed my leg now. That poor guard, was his flashlight I carried his? It looked like he had met his end violently. I only hoped it was quick. I had to get home to Rachel, but I couldn't stop thinking about Norman. He and Rachel were friends. Could he help? It wasn't like I really had anybody else to turn to. My leg burned with pain. I only hoped I could find my way through the dark path before me and get to Norman's store. Alright, so we're out of there. Cool. Norman dead too? Alright, so I'm like literally walking down the road. That's cool. Alright. Can't go right, so I gotta go left. Through another door. I don't know why there's all these doors. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. Cool. Yes. I cleaned the card off the best I could. Looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card in my wallet next to my... whatever. Let's go. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Wonderful. Get inside, hurry up. I'd entered Norman's place to the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. Okay, the entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. It looked like it could just pop open. It needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. I don't want to do that. Alright. Upstairs, obviously, is the only way to go. What is that noise? What is that? Alright, there's blood all over the floor over there. Let me go this way first. What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on the rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing there? Oh boy. Now we see what's going on. A speck of something dark and wet stained one of the sleeves. He's walking faster now. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. Uh-oh. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Yes. I carefully pushed the piece back into place, and felt a great burden lifted. What were you doing with all these? Alright, so the only thing I have on me now is the freaking claw hammer thing, or whatever it was. It was like a garden tool or something. I forget what he said. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me chills. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker, and one of the few friends I had in this town lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserved better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Yeah, why not? I closed his eyelids down, shuddered as I did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace, or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. This is crazy stuff. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there are water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. So his chick was like cheating on him with this Norman dude. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, you did. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash, and I pocketed it. And that's for the door downstairs. Has to be. There was no key, so no other way to go. Goodbye, Norman. See you later. This is a neat little game, though. I'm glad I got this. Alright, so the front door now. I used a hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Nice. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Oh, she used to stop by there after work, huh? The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. I wonder if someone had robbed the place before killing Norman upstairs. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. I can only think of poor Norman upstairs. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. keep talking about the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. That one seemed the most popular. There were only a few left. What's so special about the water tower? Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. Was he involved in all this somehow, or was he just another victim? That gun I had found only seemed to complicate matters. It was such a relief to finally be rid of it. Home wasn't far off now. Even though the rain was relentless, I had to keep going. Alright, so we're headed home, guys. So this is the end, I assume. 1, 2, 3. God damn. 4. 4 freaking doors that I could go through. Wow. Alright. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Oh, okay. Alright, so only one's gonna open. This wasn't my house. Guess this one is. Alright, here's the epic finale, guys. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it in all the way. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at it? Of course you did. There was no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. Stay away, she's mine. That was it. No signature, no other information. Obviously, I wrote that. Who wrote this? Damn it, Norman, what'd you get yourself into? Duh. It's pretty obvious that I did all this. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I shouldn't have grabbed that last weapon that most likely killed the security guard. That way I'd have nothing to incriminate me. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. The door of the basement was locked. Where did I put the damn key? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from inside. I could go out, though. I couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. So he's been like shot for a while, I guess. I'd found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly uncomfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yes. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Obviously. Maybe I dropped it there? Yeah, I doubt it. Our television, I purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. Why? It's a TV. You need to watch TV, man. Alright, over to the right. First, before we go upstairs. Another freaking locked door. To the left. This has got to be the last floor up. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I look more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. I remembered it from the trip we took out west. Did I open the suitcase? Of course you did. I I wasn't sure what to make of the suitcase's contents. Inside were a few days' worth of clothes, some toiletries, and a train ticket. I checked the date and time. It matched the receipt I found back in those horrible sewers. What was this? Rachel, who were you running away with? This wasn't getting me anywhere. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Of course you did. Pocketed the key. The laptop was warm and been running for a while. Is that it? There. Okay. Our sink, which needed to be replaced, one of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. That old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of these wonderful claw-footed bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made that house home. Home being the key word here. Alright, so back to that room that was locked. Was it at the end of the hallway? No, it wasn't even in here. Alright, so it was downstairs. I think it was left down here, right? No. It was right down here? There. Oh, that's not it either? Alright, guess I'm going down the basement. I unlocked the basement door. Okay, good. Nothing here. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Okay. Take the key, yes. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Obviously the bedroom upstairs. Looked like there was plaster and an old trowel in here too. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I had something heavy enough. Oh, Jesus. I thought he was going to say something different. Alright. So back upstairs. And now we can go through here. Was it through here? No, that's where I came in. That's the back door. I gotta go up again, I think. And it was here. The grimy key I found in the basement unlocked the door. Okay, good. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor and I need to take the crowbar. Yes, because you need to bash that freaking thing. I appreciated its weight, see? Need something heavy, he said. Alright, here we go. I'm pretty sure this is going to be it right here. It seems like I murdered everybody and buried my wife in the basement. That's the way it seems to me. Because she was cheating and he found out and went batshit crazy. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes, you did. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Of course she's not okay. You murdered her. Don't look, it says again. Another cage. Don't look, it says again. More blood. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all the searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find Rachel? It was worse than I could have possibly imagined. Within the folds of that rotten-smelling, heavy fabric was the pale, dead figure of my darling wife. What struck me most was that she wasn't bloody or torn apart. Rather, she was covered in sickly green bruises, and her windpipe had been crushed. The real horror there was that whoever had killed her had done so intimately with bare hands. So this is what had been gnawing in the back of my mind this whole time. This is what I was afraid of. I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Okay, then when I woke back up, what? Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? I'm gonna say yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? It means you killed your wife. There, that was decided. Okay, so now what? Felt empty and drained. It was a key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that was probably Norman's. If that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Yes. Who else would it have been? Norman, what were you doing back there? I had made up my mind. Okay. The laptop had finally run out of power. How long had it been left running? So now I'm just like convincing myself that I did this, I guess? I don't really know what's going on. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow of a whisper. The quiet in that room unnerved me terribly. I still loved the old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Rachel loved this part of the house. Well, Alright, so I assume I'm just going all around the house and just convincing myself that I'm the murderer, I guess? I don't know. It was the letter I had taken from the post box. Who had sent it for Norman? Who had sent the letter? It must have been someone from the neighborhood, or at least somebody who wanted to look that way. It was you, you idiot. Did he murder Rachel? No. Well, I don't know. No, I say no. No way, Norman had ended up dead himself. Whoever sent that threatening letter must have got to him. But who the hell was that? You idiot. From now on, I'd have no one to angry. That's fine. Think about things that made me sick with grief. Alright. Go this way and then back downstairs? My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and important documents in it. I used a digital password lock, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I'd left it somewhere. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. I recalled the names I saw scratched out on that old desk. Excuse me. Deep within those nasty, musty tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something? This is weird. Did I do this? Like, or did somebody, like, frame me? I don't know. I thought I did this. Alright, now he's going back in the basement. Let's see if we can find that code for the safe first, though. Couldn't recall when I last ate, but I wasn't hungry at the least. Obviously, there's dead people everywhere. How the hell does that make you hungry? The mail still sat here, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in the basement? It seemed that mail had been here for a while. There was nothing for me here anymore, no reason to stay in that house. Did I leave to return? Never to return? No. Yeah, we gotta go downstairs first, and then I'll go outside. I don't know what happens when I go outside, though. Alright, don't care about the Christmas decorations anymore, I guess. Okay, can I not go? Okay, I can't go back through there, I don't know why. So, I guess I'm leaving. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plan had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had to give it up. Excuse me. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I knew Rachel had tried. I knew she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was a final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. Even the man I had found in that old place was a mystery. Why was he dead, or who had done it to him, was not something I could even begin to understand. Or why, for that matter, I was in that damn room in the first place. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it that was attacked? I have found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but knew I had been to that forest and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought that would cover my tracks so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list, so what terrible plot was she part of? There was a similar list on the desk. What was the connection? I knew Norman wasn't completely innocent in this. He's going back to the factory, but he had brought that poor guard. Found out as then, it certainly seemed so, but I almost didn't want to believe it. After the factory, I thought maybe it's kind of solace if I could just get to Norman's store, and found there was more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Damn, Norman, how'd you get mixed up in all this? I knew you weren't a perfect man. None of us are, but you didn't deserve this. Alright, I'm just gonna read. I'm sick of talking. At the very least, I was convinced you and Rachel were killed by the same person. I sincerely hoped you would find some peace, my friend. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would be the end. Right, I started to feel disoriented as when I sleepwalked, to think of it now. Our house used to feel so lively, so warm, but coming into the kitchen I felt only cold, empty tension. Nothing could prepare me. My wife, dead, ruined, discarded. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me, one that would haunt me forever, unless I did something about it. For what solace can a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort can be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife, just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Weird. So that's it. So I don't know if there's like a good ending, a bad ending. Sure, I grabbed like 90% of the stuff. I mean, you kind of have to. So cool, I enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys did too. Thank you guys for watching me play Home, a unique horror game. I thought that was very interesting. So kudos to Home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch her back. That's pretty funny. It's a nice little indie game. It was pretty creepy. A couple little tiny jump scares, nothing major though. So pretty neat. So thanks guys for watching. I'll be jumping on something else in a few minutes, and I'll let you know on Twitter, or you can just join me when I get in. But until then, goodbye.